Hello and welcome back to my channel and welcome to May's wrap-up. Now, I've done a few wrap-ups. I did the Build-A-Page wrap-up, the Nicole Jones 911 wrap-up, my How to Kill a Kit with Style, but since many of you have requested that there be like a full layout chair at the end of the month so that you can see everything in one spot and see maybe whether you missed a video or so, I'm giving you the full layout chair here. Now, I won't spend too much time on any of these because they all have videos, and you may have seen the wrap-ups in the various categories, but I will take you through them. I got 30 projects done this month. The majority of them, of course, were for May I Scrap Lift You, and I was able to combine many of those with some of the fun hops we have or some of the fun series, but I did do a couple of design team projects as well that were just strictly for those projects, and I still owe you 3 May I Scrap Lift Yous, but as I've mentioned in, I think it was in my How to Kill a Kit with Style, Crystal and I will be continuing the May I Scrap Lift You on Saturday. So if anybody else wants to play along, please, please, please don't hesitate. If you played along during May and you feel like joining us on Saturdays, we will have a May I Scrap Lift You series on Saturdays, my friends. So I'll start with the 6x8s. I got 4. As you know, I was hoping for 6, but I got 4. So there we go. Oh, wait a minute now. I did this. How did I do this? I didn't do this right. Here we go. So this was Me, Myself, and I, of course, and it was something I missed. So I haven't done the journaling yet, but the fun with this one is I did the journaling part on the left-hand side, which will make it a little bit different in my album. And this is using the Paige Evans Wonders. Then this was for the May, the Stretch the Sketch, the May Stretch the Sketch on the 3rd Sunday of the month. And I scrap lifted the lovely Janet from Galaxy Girls Creations because, of course, she is the brain behind and the organizer of Stretch the Sketch, and it was our 3rd anniversary this past May. So there you go. That was that one. Then here I have an 8.5 by 11. That's true. I did do an 8.5 by 11, and I'm getting into at the same time here, therefore, the Build-A-Page, the series that I do with Kristen and Christy the 3rd week of the month, where on Sunday and Monday we build some page kits with you, well, 5 page kits, and then Tuesday through Saturday we come back and do the projects, and then on Sunday I do a wrap-up. And I think Christy does her days a little bit differently, but she does the wrap-up. I think she might do the wrap-up on Sunday as well, or does she do it Saturday? I can't quite recall. And Kristen does the layouts the Tuesday through Saturday. So this was the first one, and the majority of my Build-A-Page page kits were using the Heidi Swapp. If you remember, I based my sort of starting points for my page kits were the 12 by 12 Heidi Swapp Carefree, and the 6x8 the 12 by 12 Heidi Swapp Old School, and the 6x8 Carefree. There we go. I've got it. Oh my goodness me. So, and this was scrap lifting my lovely friend Karen. Then this was also a Build-A-Page, and it was scrap lifting Sabri, the lovely Sabri from over on Instagram, and I love this one. This one got me out of my comfort zone, as I've mentioned before, but I do love it. This is definitely one of my favorites this month, and it's also, of course, a Nicole Jones 911 design team project as well. Another Build-A-Page. This was scrap lifting the lovely Shannon from She's Crafty here on YouTube, and I scrap lifted her layout and brought it down to a 6x8. I love doing that, by the way, and then I do a little bit of repetition. So you see here I have the banner and this pattern paper and the torn edge here. So I do a little bit of repetition over on my journaling side. This was another Build-A-Page, but it was also scrap lifting Natalie Dill, the lovely Natalie, for her 500 subby celebration. And this is a fun one. I kind of love this, and I got this very, very old globe on there, and I'm quite thrilled with that. And I used some of the chipboard that I had set aside for the Build-A-Page. And the last Build-A-Page was scrap lifting my dear newer friend and lovely creative talent, Scrappy Adam, who is also the new owner of Dottie About Flair. And he's got just such a wonderful, gorgeous, eclectic, beautiful style. I love Adam's style, so I definitely wanted to get one in scrap lifting him. Of course, a little bit of mixed media on this one. And now these are in no particular order because this is one of the later ones in the month, and this is scrap lifting my friend Sheila. Sheila, who is on Facebook and on Instagram. On Instagram, she is Scotian_scrapbooker. If you don't know her, you must go on over and follow her. She has joined us also. She's in the Happy Scrappy, No Crappy Facebook group. She's joined us in the Craft IQ challenge, which is fun. And she's doing some starting points as well. And might be doing Build-A-Page, or she might have done Build-A-Page last month. So I loved this sort of fun half frame, which really gives the illusion of everything being a lot wonkier than it is, but I just love that sort of angle and the interest it adds. And this was also for day 7 for the Ali Edwards Pieces of Us that I was doing over in the Facebook group Galaxy Girl Creations. This is the very last one. I ended May I Scrap Lift You on the 31st with this scrap lift of my lovely in real life scrappy friend, Anne-Marie Marcoux. And Anne-Marie, I'm using some old sassafras and some scraps that were on my desk, some scraps from Vicki Boutin Storyteller, some lovely florals, of course, from the Nicole Jones 911 Designs. And this is day 1. Oh, that's funny that they follow each other. And as is my tradition, on the first day of May I Scrap Lift You, I scrap lift the lovely Crystal, who is the brain behind May I Scrap Lift You and who started this series for us last year. And my little Chopin. And I love this kind of design that really allows us to showcase pattern paper. And I use some simple stories here. And this might be Vicki Boutin, maybe the Storyteller, I'm not quite sure. This was day 2, scrap lifting Christy. All these lovely tags, using some Vicki Boutin color study, tags from the Vicki Boutin color study, and I just love this. And that wonky frame again, I really love that. And I know Christy does it, and Sheila does it, and I'm going to have to do it again because I do love the sort of little angles and the interests that it adds. Day 3 was scrap lifting Sarah from Sarah Scraps, the lovely Sarah from Sarah Scraps, using mainly the Paige Evans Wonders and just a little bit of Vicki Boutin, because this page is a companion to this page, which is all about my love of scrapbooking, and in particular 30 Days of Sketches Series 7. So I just wanted to record that a little bit. I got in total 12 of my layouts here, did all this fussy cutting from the Paige Evans, and this was also for a Chamel half and half, and Chamel reposted it, so that was fun. A little bit of fangirling there for me. I love these 2 pages. There we go with that one. And then do I have another one here? No. Scrap lifting my lovely friend, my dear friend, one of my scrappy besties for sure, and bestie otherwise, Helen. and doing a little bit here, more of a 1/3, 2/3, and 3 photos here, a little bit of it deconstructed. This is one of my favorite kinds of designs as well. Vicki Boutin Color Study. This one was for a Spiegel Mom Scraps design team assignment, the first one, and therefore a little bit of an introduction, and the lovely, lovely, creative and talented teammates are photo, and fussy cutting out the design on some of the Vicki Boutin paper here so that I could do this lovely trail of sequins. I think I might have used I Dream of Sequins on here. Love, love, love that one. There we go, my little Pookie. And this is a fairly recent one as well. I got kitty flare on there, got some chipboard, and got some wood veneer on that one. This one is somewhere in the middle, I think, and I was guest designing for Sandra over at Scrapbook Your Joy, and this was one of the layouts that I did for that using the lovely Jen Hatfield Reaching Out collection. Scrapbooking my friend Glenda Thorne, who is very, very active in Facebook and some of our groups, and does the most lovely, lovely mixed media, and she, like me, loves all things Vicki Boutin, and I just loved all this tearing, so this was a fun one, and I got some trim on the layout, so I was happy with that. This was Scraplifting Becky from My Creative Life, and again, it was using the Jen Hadfield Reaching Out for Scrapbook Your Joy. Scraplifting Laura Alberts, one of my favorite scrappy friends and favorite YouTube channels to follow. And this one I really, really did pretty much of an integral scrap lift because she is on the Cocoa Vanilla design team, and therefore she had used Cocoa Vanilla Sunkissed on her layout. I wanted to do the same, and I in fact used pretty much the same supplies that she did, except I sort of reversed my white and blue paper here because my photo is with the lovely white cherry blossoms. Another Spiegel Mom Scraps design team with one of my new obsessions. I've mentioned this before to you, creating these fun shaker pockets using my dies, so shaped shaker pockets, and keeping a bit in line with the May I Scrap Lift You. I scrap lifted myself a little bit, or at least based it on one of my layouts from 30 Days of Sketches Series 7. When we celebrated Kathy, the lovely Scrappy Kathy, for her 1,000 subbies, we of course scrap lifted her, but in addition to that, she wanted us to scrap about a first, and this was also, this is my first car. Well, this is not it per se, actually. I found a photo on Google, but that is the type of car, sort of a mid-70s Honda Civic. And I used the Reaching Out, and this was another one for Scrapbook Your Joy. Scraplifting Scrappy Amy, One Mummy Scrapping here on YouTube, and you can see all those lovely, lovely, lovely layers that she is so famous for, and she does, and I love the effect, and therefore got my photo up on foam, filled my little corners, and I've done that a few times here actually, so, you know, true to myself. Scraplifting Karina, my dear, dear friend and lovely friend in Sweden, Karina. So this was early on in the month, and I used some Sunkissed on this layout as well. This you just saw very recently because this was for the Craft IQ, the May challenge in Craft IQ. It was the first month where it was generally available. A lot of my friends had done a test run in April, and the sort of group that is issuing the layer every day did a test run in April and then presented us with the actual challenge day by day, and I did it day by day in May, and I'm very, very proud of myself, and it was a lot of fun. I'm going to do the same thing in June. Join us if you haven't. I scrap lifted again for a second time my friend Kristen. Oh, my Krakow here, my A. Oh, I swear, even the fancy pants ones need more glue, so I'm going to have to add some glue onto that. And this was a bit of a serendipitous, you've heard me say this before, because I have this lovely piece of pattern paper on my desk. I didn't know how to use it, but I wanted to use it, and lo and behold, the first video that I watched was Kristen, and she was using a paper that was just perfect for this. So that, I love that when that happens. Don't you love that? This might be my favorite of the month, and judging by your comments on the video and over on Instagram and the likes, this might be your favorite as well. You'll have to let me know. Where this time, this was May I Scrap Lift You Nicole Santos, who is a fellow sparkler for over on the Spiegel Mom Scraps design team. And here I wanted to make a nod, so of course to the May I Scrap Lift You, but to both my lovely design team. So I got tons of the Nicole Jones 911 Flowers #2 on here. And for our Instagram hop, the Sparkler Instagram hop, to introduce ourselves, I had presented my little passion here of making my shaped shaker pockets, so I decided to get them on a layout with some more sequins here. That I think in Nicole's layout, she may have had lovely little flowers, and she had this beautiful diagonals. I love this one. This was for another celebration hop. We were celebrating Kiki Halbert and her reaching 500 subbies, and I was using one of my starting points. The lovely Dana Cowett that I did just this past weekend, using one of the starting points here as well. Some bits from Vicki Boutin, a little bit here from Paige Evans Wonders, and some of my Flowers #2 from Nicole Jones 911. This was a fun one as well, and this I'm scrap lifting. I'm so sorry, I've got the windows open because it's so beautiful. Sorry about that. The lovely Yvette Weber over on Instagram, and Yvette is quite active on Facebook as well. And I love this because it allowed me to use some of the 6x8 paper in exactly the form that it was. There was some tearing, and to replicate a little bit of texture that she had in hers, I got my crimper out. So that was fun. When did you last use your crimper? Do you have a crimper? Were you scrapbooking when there were crimpers? Let me know. Tell me about your crimpers down below. This I was scrap lifting my lovely friend Colleen, and it was also for Nicole Jones 911 design team, where I got some of these lovely stacked books, and I used the apples and oranges, I believe, these lovely primary red, orange, and well, orange is not a primary, but the bright and bold yellow, orange, and red. So I love this, and of course I was using the Wonders collection on this one as well. And this one I scrap lifted my dear friend Giselle, and that's somewhere I think in the middle of the month as well. And this one I went deep into my stash, did some stash diving for this one. Even this is a piece of paper from a Scraptastic kit, I think back in 2015, and used a lot of the hearts from the Nicole Jones 911. So it was also a design team project. So I am quite happy with what I got done. This might be another of my favorites because it's so just bright. I love this one as well. Tell me, do you have a favorite? Did you play along with May I Scrap Lift You? Let me know down below. Let me know if you followed along all month with Crystal, myself, and so many other of our friends that were playing along. And therefore, did you discover some new scrapbookers to follow, some new YouTube channels or Instagram accounts? Did you do any scrap lifting? And would you like to join us on the Saturday series? So there you go, my friends. That is me for May. And I may not be here every single day in June, but I'm going to be here quite a bit, that's for sure. I will see you around, maybe every day. We'll see. We'll see what I'm able to get done, but I will see you back here very, very shortly. And thank you, as always, for being here. Bye for now, my friends.